The 10 best reasons why Marco Aurelio was the man who solved the universe. As you learn the 10 reasons why Marcus Aurelius is the man who solved the universe, remember that we are also exploring the potential in each of us to do the same. Like Marco Aurelio, we can leave a legacy of wisdom, empathy, and justice. We can live our lives in such a way that one day we will be remembered not just for our accomplishments, but for our lasting impact on people's hearts and minds. Have you ever wondered how a single man can not only rule an empire but also leave a legacy that echoes through the centuries? Marcus Aurelius was not just a Roman emperor, he was a thinker whose ideas shaped the course of history. But why is Marcus Aurelius considered the one who solved the universe? It was not just for his role as emperor, but for his lasting impact on the way we understand what it is to be human. He reminded us of the importance of self-discipline, empathy, and justice, principles so universal that they cross barriers of time and space. From ancient Rome to the present day, the lessons of Marcus Aurelius echo like a beacon of wisdom. He did not conquer territories with swords, but with ideas. Each of his actions was guided by a fundamental principle, the common good. And that's exactly why, today, his philosophy continues to inspire people around the world. Throughout his life, Marcus Aurelius faced monumental challenges, from wars to political intrigue. However, his greatest battle was internal, the search for truth and virtue. He taught us that true power lies in tranquility of mind and firmness of convictions. In this universe of so many stories, Marco Aurelio stands out as a tale of moral courage and resilience. Not only did he rule an empire, but he also left a legacy of thought that continues to challenge and inspire. His words, recorded in Thoughts to Myself, are like a map to wisdom, guiding us through the complexities of life. Imagine, then, a young Roman prince being educated in the traditions of the great Greek and Roman philosophers. From an early age, Marcus Aurelius was shaped by teachings that emphasized wisdom, courage, and justice. His tutor, Fronteo, realized his potential and cultivated in him an inquisitive mind and a compassionate heart. These seeds of knowledge and virtue grew and blossomed as he assumed greater responsibilities within the empire. When Marcus Aurelius became emperor, he brought with him this philosophical and moral baggage. He ruled with a rare combination of strength and benevolence, always seeking to balance the duties of his position with the need to remain true to his principles. Amid crises and conflicts, he never lost sight of the importance of his people's well-being. His masterpiece, Meditations, written during military campaigns, offers a window into his soul. In these pages, he reflected on the human condition, the nature of power, and the fragility of life. He taught us that, even at the height of power, we must maintain humility and commitment to the truth. Through the centuries, Marcus Aurelius's influence spread. Philosophers, leaders, and ordinary people have found inspiration in his words. He showed us that philosophy is not just an academic discipline, but a daily practice that can help us face life's challenges with dignity and wisdom. Today, more than ever, we need leaders who embody Marco Aurelio's values. His life and teachings remind us that true leadership is not just about commanding, but about serving. It's not just about conquering, but about inspiring. He taught us that in the midst of darkness we can find light, in the midst of chaos, we can find order. Therefore, I invite you to learn with us the 10 best reasons why Marcus Aurelius became known as the man who solved the universe. Prepare to be enchanted by stories of leadership, philosophy, and humanity that transcend centuries and borders. Discover how an ancient man can still illuminate our minds and hearts today. Marcus Aurelius was, and continues to be, the man who not only lived, but who truly solved the universe with his unique and timeless vision. And let's go to the first reason, but first, just check if you are already subscribed to the channel, because here I will always bring important information. Reason number 1: Stoic wisdom. Imagine you are on a great adventure and you meet a wise old man who says, "The key to a happy life is to follow nature and be a good person." Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor, learned this and lived this way every day. He believed that if you understand and accept things as they are, you can face any challenge with calm and strength. It's like a superpower that comes from within you, helping you find peace even when things get difficult. He taught us that instead of fighting the tide, we should learn to swim with it and enjoy the journey. Stoic wisdom is like a lamp in a dark night, illuminating your path and guiding your steps. Marco Aurelio absorbed this wisdom and transformed it into daily practice. He believed that our reactions are more important than the events themselves, and that we can choose how to respond to any situation. This teaching is like a protective shield against the difficulties of life. Furthermore, Marcus Aurelius believed that all things are interconnected and that we must accept the natural flow of life. He taught us that true strength comes from acceptance and that inner peace is achieved when we let go of our fears and worries. Imagine, then, a river flowing smoothly along its course, adapting to obstacles without losing its essence. This is Stoic wisdom, flexible but firm. By practicing this philosophy, Marcus Aurelius showed that we can find serenity even in the most violent storms. He compared the mind to a fortress, impervious to external adversities. This means that regardless of what happens around us, we can remain calm and clear, finding solutions with wisdom and patience. This transformative approach not only helped Marcus Aurelius govern with justice and compassion, but also left a lasting legacy. His reflections, recorded in Meditations, are like a practical guide to face daily challenges. He reminds us that Stoic wisdom is not just an abstract concept, but a powerful tool we can use to live better. Throughout his life, Marco Aurelio faced wars, illnesses and personal losses, but he always maintained his serenity and dignity. He showed us that even in the most difficult times, we can find the inner strength to carry on. It's as if he is telling us, you have everything you need within you to overcome any obstacle. Therefore, the Stoic wisdom of Marcus Aurelius is a timeless lesson. It teaches us that true happiness does not depend on external circumstances, but on our ability to accept and respond to those circumstances with courage and integrity. Each of us can apply these principles to our own lives, finding peace and strength to face any challenge that comes our way. So, as we embark on our own journey, we can take this wisdom with us and use it as a compass. Whatever path we choose to follow, Stoic wisdom will guide us, helping us live with purpose, resilience, and serenity. And in doing so, we will be honoring the legacy of Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who taught us to resolve the universe within ourselves. Reason number 2: resistance to temptations. Let's explore something interesting. Imagine that you have all the delicious treats in front of you: ice cream, cakes, chocolates. It's hard to resist the temptation to take everything at once, isn't it? Marcus Aurelius faced much greater temptations as emperor of Rome. He could have anything he wanted: riches, power, pleasures. But instead of losing himself in these luxuries, he chose to be strong and responsible. This means making tough decisions and doing what's right, even when it's tempting to do otherwise. It's like saying no to cake before dinner because we know it's better to eat a healthy meal first. Marco Aurelio teaches us that resisting temptations makes us stronger and helps us live a life with purpose and integrity. Now, imagine that the temptations are not just treats, but also promises of fame, glory, and limitless indulgence. For anyone, it would be easy to give in to these attractions. But Marco Aurelio, even with all the power at his disposal, remained firm in his principles. He believed that true strength came from within and that giving in to temptations would only weaken your character. Think of him as a guardian of a fortress, where each wise choice and each resistance to an impulsive desire strengthened the walls of that fortress. In his role as emperor, Marcus Aurelius was constantly tempted by absolute power. He could decree anything, satisfy any desire, and dominate any rival. However, he chose to lead with humility and justice, showing that true power is exercised with responsibility and self-control. His resistance to material and emotional temptations was a demonstration of his inner strength and commitment to the greater good. Marcus Aurelius' resistance to temptation can also be compared to a warrior training for battle. Each time he resisted an impulsive desire, he became stronger and more prepared to face the greater challenges that lay ahead. Thus, he not only protected his own integrity, but also inspired others to do the same. He understood that by resisting temptations, he was actually cultivating a life of purpose and meaning. Marcus Aurelius also taught us that resistance to temptations is not a renunciation of pleasure, but a conscious choice to seek higher and more lasting pleasures. He believed that true satisfaction comes from living in accordance with virtue and reason. In this way, he found joy in simple, meaningful things such as study, meditation, and service to his people. Therefore, resistance to temptations, for Marco Aurelio, was a way of preserving his inner freedom and his ability to make conscious choices aligned with his values. He shows us that by resisting temptations, we can achieve a life of true fulfillment and inner peace. It's like building a solid house, stone by stone, where each act of resistance strengthens the structure and makes it more resistant to storms. As we reflect on this lesson from Marcus Aurelius, we can apply this principle to our own lives. Resisting daily temptations, whether at work, school, or in personal relationships, helps us build a strong character and a life with purpose. Thus, we follow the example of the great emperor, showing that true strength comes from the ability to say no to what is easy and yes to what is right. Reason number 3: virtuous leadership. Marco Aurelio was a leader who truly cared about his people. Instead of using his power to benefit himself, he worked hard to do what was right for everyone. He ruled fairly and always tried to be honest and kind. This made him one of Rome's best emperors. He teaches us that being a good leader is not just bossing others around, but taking care of people and doing the best for them. Being fair and honest are qualities that we can all admire and try to emulate. Now imagine an emperor who, instead of isolating himself in a distant palace, walks among his people, listening to their concerns and seeking fair solutions to their problems. Marcus Aurelius was like that. He believed that a true leader must be close to those he governs, showing empathy and understanding. Marcus Aurelius also faced many difficulties during his reign, such as wars and plagues. However, he never let these adversities divert him from his commitment to justice and kindness. He showed us that a virtuous leader is one who remains steadfast in his values even when challenged by circumstances. He understood that his role was not just to command, but also to inspire. He believed that leading by example was the best way to govern, showing others the importance of integrity and dedication to the common good. Furthermore, Marcus Aurelius taught us that a leader must be willing to sacrifice his own interests for the good of all. He lived simply, refusing the luxuries that came with his position, and dedicated his life to the service of his empire and his people. He showed that true greatness comes from service and humility. Therefore, Marcus Aurelius's virtuous leadership inspires us to be better in our own lives. We can follow their example in treating others fairly and kindly, regardless of our position or circumstances. He reminds us that we all have the power to lead by example and make a difference in the lives of those around us. Reason number 4: meditations. Think of Marcus Aurelius as someone who kept a secret diary full of deep thoughts and advice for himself. He wrote down his reflections and ideas on how to live a good and fulfilling life. This diary, called Meditations, ended up becoming a book that helps many people to this day. His words teach us to be more reflective, to look within ourselves and find ways to improve and be stronger, even when things get difficult. It's like having a book of wisdom that can guide us through life's challenges. In Meditators, Marco Aurelio did not seek fame or recognition. He just wanted to better understand himself and the world around him. His words are simple but powerful, reminding us of the importance of humility and self-understanding. He taught us that true strength comes from within and that inner peace is achieved through reflection and self-knowledge. Imagine having access to a treasure trove of wisdom accumulated over years of experience and introspection. That's what Meditations represents for us. Marcus Aurelius's lessons are timeless, offering practical advice for facing life's difficulties with grace and resilience. He shows us that even in the most difficult situations, we can find clarity and purpose by looking within ourselves. Therefore, Meditations is not just a book, it is a guide for life. He inspires us to be better, to face our challenges with courage and to always seek truth and virtue. Marco Aurelio, through his words, continues to illuminate our paths, helping us find the wisdom and strength we need to live fully. Reason number 5: principled living. Let's imagine together. You have a friend who always does the right thing, even when no one is looking. This friend never lies, always helps others and tries to be kind every day. Marcus Aurelius was exactly like that, but he was the emperor of Rome. Even with all the power and riches he had, he chose to be a good and honest person. He didn't just talk about being good, he really lived that way every day. It shows us that regardless of who we are or what we have, we can choose to live by our principles and be a good example for others. Now, imagine that this friend also inspires everyone around them to be better. Marcus Aurelius, with his example, showed that true greatness comes from integrity and character. He proved that it is possible to be powerful and at the same time humble and fair. By living a life of principle, he taught us that our daily actions, no matter how small, have the power to positively influence the world around us. Reason number 6: acceptance of adversity. Imagine you are a hero on an adventure. During your journey, you face many challenges, dragons, storms and difficult paths. But you know that these obstacles are part of your mission. Marco Aurelio believed that adversity, that is, the difficulties in life, were something natural and that we all face. He taught that instead of complaining, we should accept these challenges and do our best to overcome them. It's like a hero who, instead of giving up when things get difficult, grows stronger and continues forward, knowing that each challenge is an opportunity to grow and become even better. Now, think about this hero becoming wiser and braver with each obstacle overcome. Marco Aurelio believed that facing difficulties strengthens us and teaches us valuable lessons. He saw challenges as opportunities to practice patience, courage, and resilience. Thus, in our own lives, we can learn to see adversities as chances to improve ourselves, becoming stronger and more prepared for what is to come. Reason number 7: Perspective on death. Let's explore an idea. Think of life as a great adventure with a beginning, a middle, and an end. Marcus Aurelius saw death as a natural part of this adventure, something we all eventually face. He believed that instead of fearing death, we should live our lives to the best of our ability by being kind, fair, and enjoying every moment. That way, when the end comes, we can look back with satisfaction. It teaches us that death is not something to worry about, but a reminder to live fully and be the best version of ourselves. Reason number 8: Humility and self-reflection. Let's put ourselves in a situation. You are in a room full of mirrors that show all your qualities and defects. Marcus Aurelius believed that we should all look into these mirrors and recognize our own defects, just as he did. He knew that no one is perfect and that there is always room for improvement. By reflecting on our actions and trying to be better every day, we learn to be more humble and understanding of each other. He shows us that recognizing our flaws and working to overcome them is an important part of being a good person. Reason number 9: Human interconnection. Let's get into a story. Imagine a forest where all the trees and animals depend on each other to survive. Marco Aurelio believed that human beings are like this too, all interconnected. He thought our duty was to help each other because that's how nature works. When we are kind and help others, we create a better world for everyone. He teaches us that cooperating and caring for each other is essential for a harmonious and happy life. Reason number 10: Distinction between pleasure and happiness. Let's understand through a comparison. Think about how delicious it is to eat your favorite candy. This pleasure is temporary and soon disappears. Now, think about how you feel when you help someone or do something really good. This feeling is lasting and comes from within. Marcus Aurelius taught that true happiness does not come from material things or fleeting moments of pleasure, but from living a virtuous life and doing good. He shows us that by focusing on being better people and helping others, we find happiness that is deep and lasting. As we come to the end of this journey through the top 10 reasons that make Marcus Aurelius the man who solved the universe. So now you know a little more about the emperor who solved the universe with his powerful teachings. He showed us how to live in accordance with nature, resist temptation, lead with virtue, reflect on our lives, and face adversity with courage. If you are interested in learning more about Stoicism and how to apply these teachings in your life, it is a great idea to connect with channels and content that talk about the subject. They can help you better understand how to be a calmer, stronger, and kinder person, even in difficult times. Remember, being like Marcus Aurelius does not mean being perfect, but rather constantly seeking to improve yourself and do good around you. Let's explore more about this fascinating universe of Stoicism together and transform our lives for the better. Until the next adventure.